quiz, hotshot. If I was to ask you when you thought the medieval period was, is there anyone who can answer that? Anyone? Anyone? Something economics? Nope. Okay, I knew you'd say that, that's why I prepared this. It's about 800 to 1500, right? Now, I know some people disagree with this, but I'm going to explain why I think this, and if you disagree with me, that's fine. You can argue with me downstairs over a beer. But basically, I think... Just wait for the sirens to go. Oh my god, people are dying outside! Okay, it's about... You right? Alright, we're doing comedy in here. Right, it's about 800 to 1500, right? So before that is the Dark Ages, and after that, well, I'll get to that in a minute. Okay, but in England, and let's narrow it down to England, let's not complicate things for ourselves. In England, we're talking about things like Battle of Hastings, Magna Carta, 100 Years' War, the War of the Roses, that kind of thing. So we're talking about the English fighting the Welsh, fighting the Scots, rah! Fighting the French, ooh la la, and fighting each other. Basically, they were fighting anyone who'd have a fight. They loved fisticuffs. We're talking about 5 kings called Edward and 7 kings called Henry. Now that's 7 kings called Henry, not 8. Why? Because Henry VIII isn't medieval. I know everybody thinks he is, but he's not, okay? By the time his fat, ginger, lumbering, overrated frame squeezed itself onto the tiny throne of England, right? By the time he came around, you had the Renaissance sweeping across Southern Europe. You had the Reformation sweeping across Northern Europe. Humanist thinking was changing the way humanity thought about itself. Politics, religion, culture were all changing. This was the dawn of the early modern period, so he's not medieval. But I can understand why people would get confused, because history's always being presented inaccurately by popular culture. My God, does it piss me off. It's like scriptwriters go, well, I could read a book about this, or I could just write a script and think that no one will know the difference. It really annoys me, because I actually read the books and I can see that it's wrong all the time. Like, take the latest depiction of, or one of the latest depictions of Henry VIII, because there are so fucking many. The Other Boleyn Girl, starring Eric Bana. Good actor. Brunette. Now, one of the things we do know about Henry VIII, apart from being a misogynist prick, is that he was ginger. I'm not saying don't cast the guy, I'm not going to be gingerist. Just give the guy a fucking wig, you know? It's not rocket science, you know what I mean? Dye his beard red. Because you know what, us gingers, right, we don't have a lot of icons, particularly the poor males of the species. We don't have a lot of historical figures or icons to look up to. The guys get pretty much Robert Redford.
No.
And Ron Weasley. And that's about it.
Ron Howard?
There you go. And John, no, the guy from Queens of the Stone Age. Josh Hong. That's about it. What? Oh, there you go. See, there's more. We don't have that many, so don't take away the gingers that we actually have. But then I'm kind of guilty of this myself, because I actually played Greensleeves at the start of the show. Now, Greensleeves isn't medieval. It's Tudor. Now, it was apparently written by Henry VIII, although I don't think he really wrote it. Do you? I think he's too busy scratching his balls, wondering which, teenager he was going to wed and then behead next. And someone came bounding up to him and said, "Hey Henry, this is your cousin Jasper Tudor. You know that new sound you were looking for? Well, listen to this. Bling, 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 blong." Well, I guess you guys aren't ready for that yet. But your kids are gonna love it. So anyway, you guys, don't worry, I've always felt like a bit of a freak. Don't worry if you don't know this stuff. I felt like such a freak when I lived in Australia that I had to come and live in the UK, because I figured that surely over here, people would know something about their own history, right? Yeah. I went to Nottingham, home to a rich tapestry of medieval history, and I asked them what they knew about it.
Do you know anything about medieval history?
Not really, no.
Very little.
No, not a lot.
No, not really.
Medieval history? No, not a lot.
No, not really. What I did at school and stuff.
I don't know.
Nothing?
No.
No.
About what?
Medieval history.
Medieval history?
Yeah.
No, not a lot.
Do you guys know anything about medieval history?
No. Not much, no.
If I asked you what you thought of when I said medieval history, what would you think of?
When people got their heads chopped off and things like that.
Hog roasts.
Castles,
Yes.
knights in armour,
Yes, King Arthur, is it?
King Arthur and the Round Table.
School.
Well, because it was quite barbaric in a lot of ways. That was, you know, if you did anything wrong, you were put in the stocks and aimed at.
What do you think of when I say medieval history to you? What do you associate with it?
Oh, well, something to do in the medieval times.
But anything does it make you think of any images or anything?
Images. Well, yeah, the knights and armour and that kind of stuff.
Are there any famous people you can think of from medieval times?
No.
No one?
Medieval. Oh gosh.
Not off the top of my head, no.
No.
Like Henry VIII.
Henry VIII?
King James.
Medieval, well, I can't remember. Elizabeth. She was in I think Elizabeth, was it Elizabeth I? Tudor? No, not really medieval, no.
King Henry? King Henry the what? Fifth. No, actually, is it? I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. Henry V is medieval, so that's the right answer. Oh yeah.
God, you know your stuff.
What about Robin Hood?
Oh yeah, Robin Hood.
So Robin Hood would be another one, right?
I thought he was earlier than that.
Medieval. I just thought he was a bit later than medieval, is he?
Oh yeah. I didn't know he was medieval, but
No, I didn't.
when did you think he was from?
A fairy book? I don't really think so, because he used to save lives and stuff like that.
So he can't be medieval then.
Not really.
King John,
That's still medieval.
King
though.
Richard the
What period
First.
is medieval?
It must have been a bit after that, because there was all trees and everything.
So there were no trees in medieval times.
Can't remember.